shaking hands. See, I can't tell who's Secret Service. I guess everybody's certified, though, right? It's gonna be a long video, y'all, so stay tuned. We're gonna watch the whole thing live. Oh, yes, with Angelo Savage's commentary. So let's see what that man got to say, man. I heard a lot of Democrats didn't want to show up. Heard a lot of Democrats didn't want to show up to this thing, and that's just so be it. Now we expected some BS, of course, from the demos. I call them the demos. We expect some BS from the demos. They was told not to either show up, to walk out, or to parade and yell. That's what they were told to do. But I think the woman's name is Jasmine Crockett, I believe. Which she actually might be in attendance. So she's telling other people not to show up, and then she shows up. I don't know. Is that Marjorie Taylor? I don't know why I like her. I remember when she was campaigning, that was kind of lit. She was like shooting guns and shit. Look at that boy right there. Look at that boy, look at that boy. And y'all gotta think about it too. This man is old as hell. And due to this man being old as hell, he gonna stand up this whole time. This video like an hour and 45 minutes. He stands up the whole time. The man does not sit down. Biden could never. And he talks the whole time. Cognitively. No mistakes. If it wasn't for the teleprompters, I would think that he memorized the whole shit, the whole spiel. Yep. Damn, I'm already yawning. Won't even start. Disclaimer: I just got off a 16-hour. You know what I'm saying? 16-hour shift. Had to come home. He was about to do an hour in 45 minutes. Let's go. Then I gotta head to the gym. You know what I'm saying? The life don't stop, man. We hustles out here, man. Look at that boy.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'm really happy he's president.
Great honor. Thank you very much. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States.
Oh, yeah. Shouting out his wife. That's a real man. Shouting out his wife. Gotta give me some information there later. You feel me? He shows a lot of respect for his wife this time around. Like, for real. He really showed a lot of respect to his wife. I like that. That makes him a great guy. I really like that. And she stuck through it through 2 terms.
Of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens,
damn,
America is back.
People. Let's see it. 1.3 million. They going crazy.
6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years, 8 years, and we are just getting started.
He was meant for this movie. Type shit. Meant for this. Look at Elon in the suit. I'm telling you. And Zelensky couldn't show up to the White House. They're not even at the White House. Zelensky couldn't show up to the White House.
I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before.
It may look like
the American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes.
Oh, they holding the signs. Oh, they're tweaking. Wow. They hit you with the highest bidder sign.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Oh, shit. What's going on? Right. They said shut the bullshit down.
And won counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing
They on
record.
bullshit immediately. Why they making that much
27-point
noise?
swing, the most ever.
He literally stating facts. He ain't saying nothing controversial. He's literally stating facts. And they on his ass. My boy Tom Homan. That's that boy right there. I know he's strapped.
Likewise,
He gotta be.
small business optimism saw its
Boy,
single
that's
largest one-month gain ever recorded, a
Yeah, you see it.
41-point jump.
He can't even talk.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any
Look at-
further
look at Vance.
disruptions. That's your warning.
Sit
Members
your
are
ass
engaging
down.
in willful and continuing breach of decorum,
can't even
and the
state
chair
facts.
is prepared to direct the Sergeant at Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Facts. So sit your bitch ass down. My man can't even give the statistics of the election, bro. What is going on? They already on that. They should have just waited a little bit. They immediately, he literally just started. We only like 8 minutes
Mr. Green,
in.
take your
That's
seat.
crazy.
Take your seat, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Green.
Take your seat.
They already told you, bro. How many times I gotta tell you? Look at that Vance
Other
saying,
than members continue to engage in
Look at
willful
Trump.
and concerted disruption of
Ain't
proper
gotta say
decorum, the
much.
chair now directs the Sergeant at Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
he said, let's go. Put that damn stick down, man. You don't need that shit. You just want a weapon in that motherfucker, boy. It's probably a sword in there. The hell? Come on now. It ain't even started yet. You already yelling. Look at that Jasmine Crockett. Man, get her out of here too.
Members are directed
Get Jasmine
to
out of here, too.
uphold and
I'm tired of
maintain
her. Just
decorum
looking.
in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank
That
you.
Elizabeth Warren, get her out of here too.
Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record
Yeah.
to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
Facts. They literally was just yelling because this man is stating facts. He literally just stating the statistics of the election, the numbers, and everything. Come on. Yeah, walk out. Y'all learn this thing. Keep your head up out of there. It'd be best all y'all know, honestly.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency,
Right.
is the most successful in the history of our nation. By many.
He's right.
And what makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it.
Right.
Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever
Historic.
recorded, ever.
Whoa. That's something to clap for. Yeah, come on, both sides. The lowest ever border crossing numbers. What?
They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In
It is.
comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month. And virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that?
Yeah.
This is my
We'll
fifth
see this
such
just a
speech to
little bit more.
Congress.
Let me see how
And
it
once
sounds.
again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do.
Nope.
I could find a cure to the most
Oh, fuck. Fuck me. Bear with me, team.
record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
Bear with me, bear with me.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation. By many. And what makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
Both sides to be punished for that. But like, if you on the
They
left,
heard my words and they chose
and you
not to
mad,
come.
that's
Much
everything.
easier
You're
that
weird,
way.
bro.
In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month. And virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
You might not like the man, but if he's doing something like that, the country may be.
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America?
Right.
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
He's trying to create peace. Yeah. Pelosi got a king.
Every day, my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action.
Right.
Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid. I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization. And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council. We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction. To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first day. And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
Hey, I'm for it. Yes, Lord. You gonna work, we gonna see you work, or you're fired. Come on, man, that's all we're saying.
And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
You point to the Democrats, not too good. It didn't work out too good for me.
And I've stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back. And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America. I renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. And likewise, I renamed, for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again. Beautiful Alaska. We love Alaska. We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military. And our country will be woke no longer.
We'll go woke, we'll go broke.
We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important. You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Common sense, bro. He's literally petitioning common sense.
I also signed an executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports.
Hey, common fucking sense. How do you? That's how he won. Because the other end, they're just like delusional. That's how he won.
3 years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team or they will lose all federal funding.
You're not going to do that. Why are they even playing in our sports? If you can't stand for that, you're weird. This way you can't trust the right. I mean, the left. You can't trust the Democrats. You can't trust the left. They won't even stand up for something like that. No, we want boys in women's sports. Like, do you understand that's a problem?
And if you really want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours. It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer.
Demeaning for women. I'm going to respect that. I think women should have at least that. You can't interfere in their sports. You literally are superior beings. It just wouldn't be fair for us to be in their sports.
What I have just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never. Never going to let that happen. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again.
Oh, yeah. Wait for that. NAFTA. NAFTA.
Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control. The egg price is out of control, and we're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration. Do a good job. A major focus of our fight to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now. And frankly, we have never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency.
My name.
As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
sir. You might be on this.
My administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one. It will be truly spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA. To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but we'll be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars. And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Perhaps you've heard of it. Perhaps. Which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
Salute too much, my boy. They would be not see.
Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe. They just don't want to admit that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender. This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program. 1.9 created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her? A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City. He's a real estate developer. He's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. I don't know what we're doing. We should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education, the most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud. And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taken back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation, and we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old.
Get that list up.
It lists 3.6 million people
It ain't
from
false,
ages
nigga. That's coming from
110
that database.
to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million
some
people
exist, but not that
from
many.
ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139. 3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149.
What?
And money is being paid to many of them. And we're searching right now.
They
In
gonna
fact,
find it, man.
Pam, good luck. Good luck.
Right.
You're going to find it. But a lot of money is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid, and nobody does. And it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from
They
ages
really do.
150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby.
RFK, we don't even need you, big dog. We already healthy. We got niggas living to 300 years old.
Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229, one person between the age of 240 and 249, and one person is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going, and it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American
Yes, Lord.
families. And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been
Did it?
done
I'm gonna
in
check
24
this.
years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
Lord. It needs to be done. You see, it's funny because Democrats sitting there, they're not standing, they're not clapping. They're like, I don't care. They're just anti-Trump, bro. Which makes it anti-America because he's trying to fix the country.
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated. And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country, we will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money. Americans have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again. And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over. And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing a big favor by telling you that.
Yeah.
But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax.
My boy. Tax cuts for sure. Now explain what that is, Mr. Trump. Explain them tax cuts.
Thank you. It's a very, very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
That's my president. That's my president. You hear me? He's trying to help the elderly. Start by paying.
And I also want to make
about?
interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
Tax deductible on car loans if it's made. I'm only bad American. What are you talking about? I'm only bad American.
And by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That, along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom. Spoke to the majors today, all three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
Honda coming to Indiana? Let's go. Honda coming to Indiana, bro. I'm right.
And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country.
Look at them.
In addition, as part of our tax cuts, we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a great first term. If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them?
We need them in.
And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher.
Yep.
And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea. But that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day was cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal.
So
back and forth.
Whatever
they tax us, we will tax them.
I'm with it, man.
If they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before.
Yes, Lord.
I did it with China and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it.
That's true.
We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer.
Yes, Lord. That nigga doing his motherfucking thing. We're not about to let it happen.
Much has been said over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens
Can't
and
have it.
many very
Can't let
young,
that happen,
beautiful
big
people
dog.
destroying families. Nobody's ever seen
Zoom
anything
in
like
to
it.
Tom Homan.
They are, in effect, receiving
boy.
subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer.
Right. Facts.
Thanks
Because-
to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they
we're
wouldn't
investing
have done
independently
if
now.
Kamala had won. Apple announced $500 billion investment.
500,
Tim Cook
nigga.
called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
We gonna have to tariff them to go out the country. But you saw about nigga. No tariff in the country. You have to pay to get them out. Which
And
will
we're not
force
giving
them
them
to
any
lower their
money. Your
tariffs
CHIPS
on
Act
us.
is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people, and they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to. Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer. Who will now be selling into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies, they're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers, starting on April 2nd, it may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too. It's all going to happen.
You take care of everybody. I don't see why people don't want to fight for it.
And I have also imposed a 25% tariff on foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard. Has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raise 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children. So great, Jeff.
Yeah. Good job. Good fucking job. He's doing God work right there. That boy doing God's work.
Thank you, Jeff.
Some type of man needs to be applauded.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. Jeff.
Stories like Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs.
Yep.
They're about protecting the soul of our country.
Yeah.
Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that.
Turbulence.
It won't be
We're not
much.
gonna get through.
No, you're not. Oh. And look where Biden took us, very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States.
My God. Look, she's shocked. She didn't even know he was about to say that. Look. She got a wonderful smile, by the way. She didn't even know he was about to say that, bro. He always bumping up his wife. That's a real man.
Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined by two impressive young women, very impressive. Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer. With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act, and this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John. Thank you, John. Thank you all very much. Thank you. And thank you to John Thune and the Senate. Great job. To criminalize the publication of such images online is a terrible, terrible thing. And once it passes the House, I look forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody. That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you. But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
You got to. That's the only way it works. The only way it works is to get all the bad people out, bro. Make it an exclusive club.
And I want to thank Tom Homan and Christy. I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, well, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement. Have to.
Man, we got a team on him, bro.
Last year,
we need these people, bro. This is very important. We definitely need
a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren.
Trump is doing God's work, bro. For real. Released in a sanctuary city. They really doing that. For real, they really doing that. I guarantee they're doing it all in Chicago, bro. No cash battles.
Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act. It's called the Laken Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley.
They made me want to shed a tear. You hear me? Swear to God. Howard, man, you made me want to shake a tail with some gangster shit, G. Fuck.
Thank you very much.
That's a
Since
man.
taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you.
Come on, man, I ain't breaking records. Niggas only been in office for like 6 weeks. You telling me he did all this in 6 weeks?
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Hit shots. Bow, 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 bow. Shots. He's hitting shots, G. But he ain't lying, though. He ain't lying. We just need a new president. Oh, fuck no.
Thank you.
Who got the
Joe
old lady in
Biden
the
didn't
back
just
with
open our borders, he flew illegal aliens
with the
over
fucking
them
colored wig.
to overwhelm our schools,
Of course he's a
hospitals, and
Democrat,
communities
right?
throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America.
That's Lord.
But there still is much work to be done. Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know, Alexis Nungari from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are 2 illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter, and earlier tonight, I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much, she loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America.
My boy.
Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
He's signing that motherfucker right now. That nigga he is cold. Come on, bro. Come on. Damn. I'm tired of shit. Bitch, stand up. Clap. He just gave their whole daughter name, shot it out. Man.
Thank you very much. All 3 savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations.
Shot him, got him. We catch him, get him. Grab him up. Bag over the head. You hear me? They terrorists. I mean, I will not
They
get
are
in
now
trouble
officially
for
in the
murking one
same
alien.
category as ISIS, and that's not good for them. Countless thousands of these terrorists
Category
were
of
welcomed
ISIS.
into the U.S. by the
That's rough,
Biden
they
administration.
really close to us.
But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy. In January, Roberto
This
and
is a
another
fucking
agent were
Democrat,
patrolling
that's
by
fine.
the Rio Grande, near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. when heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them. Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and
Yes, sir.
for your line
Yes,
of
service.
fire that you took and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much.
Come on, man. That's respect. I like a nigga that respect the nigga. Stand the nigga back. Boom. Gangsta shit. You doing a lot for people.
Thank you, Roberto.
You don't have to do this, by the way. Just letting you know.
And I
You don't
actually
have
got to
do
know
this,
him
he's doing
on
it.
my many calls to the border. He's a great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war in America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing. 5 nights ago, Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy. First time ever. But we need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So, Mr. Speaker, John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it. And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns.
Sir, please, Lord. Please. Law and order, we need it.
In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Many jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck. Good luck. Pam Bondi. Good luck. So important. Going to do a great job. Cash, thank you.
Cash, come on, man.
Thank you, Cash.
Some heavy hitters.
They've already started very strong. They're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it.
They will.
This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no chance.
Hey, you vote for me, you get what you want.
1 year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and 1-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Stephanie, we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero, New York's finest, and we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law. I'm also asking for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed. Joining us at the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer. But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago.
They won't even clap
Since
for
that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer.
Wow.
Actually, a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
That boy crazy. That boy was the best kid, boy. That just made his life. He an honorary Secret Service agent. We got the badge and the picture on the badge. Yes. Yes. Wow. Come on, bro. If they not cutting for this, man, there's something wrong with them. This is heartfelt right here, man. And that's a black boy and a black father. That's great. Come on, man.
Thank you,
Look,
DJ.
Man, these Democratic savages.
DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr.
This is what America's about. We finna fix this world, bro. It's been under bad leadership. Trump's this term, man, this term he got something to prove, man. He a leader, bro. I'm glad he here.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget.
Fast.
Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong. As an example, not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism, 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 36. There's something wrong, 1 in 36, think of that.
There's definitely something
So we're going to
wrong.
find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to figure out what is going on. Okay, Bobby, good luck. It's a very important job. Thank you.
Sure. That's very important. I hope he solves the problem. I hope he solves the problem. 1 in 36 have autism.
Thank you. My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January Littlejohn and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl. Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns.
Really?
They, them pronoun, actually. All without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
She's a victim. She's a victim. And the kid's a
Thank
victim.
you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology.
Yes, Lord. Thank you. And if I find it, I'm going to report it to you, Donald Trump. Because I know J.B. Crystal wrote that shit all
I
over
also
the
signed an
tape.
order
I
to
found
cut
it.
off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth.
Yes, Lord. Oh, fuck. The parent agree or not. You mutilate your kids sexually.
And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie.
Big, big one. Come on, man. Democrats stand over there.
And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you.
We can't be men when we're women.
Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out.
For sure.
And it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone.
Yes, sir.
And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better?
You talking about shit.
Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations.
He has that mouth. I think all of his nominations were confirmed, by the way.
And he's
Both
not
of
big
them.
into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results ever in the history of our services. What a difference.
Better than 9/11?
And you know, it was just a few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country, and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing, and thank you very much. Great job. Thank you.
My legs are getting tired.
We're joined tonight
Look at Bernie.
by a young man, Jason Hartley, who
Get your
knows the
old
weight
ass
of
on.
that
You
Call
need
of
to not
Duty.
be in this
Jason's father,
For real.
grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a 6-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets. Thank you. Jason, you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason. As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. As a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA. And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places, they have it. Israel has it. Other places have it. And the United States should have it too, right, Tim, right? They should have it too. So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very important. This is a very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like never before. To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding. And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't make them anymore very much, but we're going to make them very fast, very soon. It will have a huge impact. To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal.
Let's go.
And we've already started doing it.
You're not fucking kidding me. You're not fucking kidding me.
Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others, but others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal. They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die. The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1. But that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China.
Nope.
We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back. And we have Marco Rubio in charge. Good luck, Marco. Now,
everybody good.
We know who to blame if anything goes wrong. Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100 votes. You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this gentleman, and I feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes. And I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it. But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you. He's doing a great job.
He is doing a good job.
Great job. And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security. And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism. 3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
Play, bro. He don't miss. My boy don't miss. You hear me? He said he's headed right now for expedition with the bro, he literally just got in.
And I want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered, and the many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown that when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords. And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense, with no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes. 2,000 people are being killed every single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans, but I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine, by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said, at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. But that didn't happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Look at the Democrats. You talking about peace in Ukraine? This nigga got the colors on. They with the chest out. You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Y'all niggas don't want peace because they was too busy trying to criticize him about them having a
It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing. It's time to end the senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
Sure did. From Russia. Come on, boy. Look at that mama. That mama proud. She get to see her son again. He was about to get that. They was force feeding that boy vodka until he was unconscious. You hear me? Come on now. And then you sit behind the motherfucking first lady. Come on now. He said that boy's
To Mark
life.
and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally.
They tried to get
That was not pleasant. And that is where I met his beautiful mom right before I walked onto that stage. And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes later, at that same rally, gunfire rang out, and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body. Corey was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs. 2 others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of 2 great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their 2 beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you.
Their people, right?
To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his 3 beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that. Thank you.
Sure was, sir. I believe that too. He was saved by God himself to make sure shit goes right. That this will never go on. He's right. He was saved by God, Joe.
Thank you very much. From the
On my
patriots
soul,
of
sir.
Lexington and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon, Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world, and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age, these workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities, these warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty, and it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we are going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
Just come up with we don't plant the first flag on Mars, though. This is like the moon landing, but even way more complex. Nobody has figured out here in the modern day. We're going to put the American flag on Mars.
And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve. My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future, because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
That's a leader, man. That's a leader, man. I want to say it like this, man. I'm proud of that boy, man. There's just something about him. There's something about Donald J. Trump, bro. And this time is better than it ever was, man. This time is the best it's ever been. Like right now, man, you could see the power in him. Like he's not playing. He's on business. He on go. You know what I'm saying? But they just hate him. It's sad. Look at shaking hands. That boy a gangster. You know what I'm saying? He don't. I feel like he don't feel like he's better than everybody. You know what I'm saying? Shaking the hand of the Supreme Court. Come on, man. Y'all know what it is with the Secret Service behind them, one in front. Anybody jump, they go jump. You hear me? Right. Look at that. For some reason, I just like that nigga hairstyle. Looking nice. Like, for real, though. Look. One Secret Service in the front, one in the back. Y'all know who they is. They keep, look, two in the front and the back. They stay close. Look at that. Nah, but look at how he push him down back. He want him to push back because he make room. See, one in the front, one in the back. So don't get too close. Secret Service. Y'all know what it is. This nigga asked for a signature? Oh, hell no. I'll give you the signature. Man, I want to meet this dude. Just give me one picture with Donald Trump, bro. Man. I just feel like, man, what do y'all think? I think this is dope. I really do. I really believe I really believe, man. Look, bro. I was trying to fish for something he's saying wrong, and only thing he would say anything that rubs somebody the wrong way is when he was sending shots at the liberals. That was it, because how extremist they are. But he's saying all this good stuff about what's going on, how he's renaming acts about the criminals, getting rid of them, force Mexico to send criminals back, Pakistan sent criminals back that stole their equipment and shit. You know what I'm saying? He upping the tariff, reciprocal tariff, and this is my mindset. Yes, you're gonna up the tariff, it's gonna cost us more money, but then he's gonna take away the taxes, so it's gonna balance out. Then what's gonna happen is they gonna either give us no taxes, and it means it's gonna be a free trade, or you gonna want, of course they're not gonna do that because they need money, right? So they're gonna give us an equal value trade. You want 10%, you gonna get 10%, and we charge you 10%. Simple as that. I like that because now it gets fair games, like or that, or we just produce our shit in our own country. And yes, it costs more money, but we're making more money. You're right. Obviously, the car companies, they realize that okay, they're gonna tax Mexico 25. They're gonna tax Canada 25 if they bring cars and shit from their land to the America. So it's probably just best for me to just take my money and go into America. Them same niggas that's in Taiwan, he's the chip company. He's the type of individual that's going to buy a gold card for $5 billion. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to get the American citizenship. Now he's an American. He has proof. You know what I'm saying? Those type of business people, they ain't going to come to America, build their chip companies in America, send it out to those companies. Probably have to pay a tariff going out to those countries, whatever, but it's way less than if they had to send it in. And then they are considered a citizen. So now they can function and travel within and in and out the U.S. with the gold card. And they don't have to pay any tax on the income they have in different countries. Bro, that's better perks than Americans. That's dope. So for the dude that's doing the chips, that's perfect for him. Because he could buy the gold card for $5 million. He already invested $100 billion into the country. So he can make the chips in America so he don't have to get tariffs. So then we going to have immediate access to the chips. That means the chips are going to be very cheap for us. That means we can get all the cars we need. All they need to do is make it in the U.S. Then they bring the jobs in the U.S. while you push out the immigrants and the illegals. You push out the illegals that ain't supposed to be here. So then you force the car companies inside the U.S., making it exclusive, like exclusive membership. How are you angry at this? Yeah, it's going to be a hiccup. I think so. It's going to be a slight hiccup. But I think after that, we're going to be straight. I think after that, we're going to be straight. Because all the car companies, all the companies are going to realize, like, damn, this is so high priced to do business with America unless you live in America. So what we going to have to do? We're going to have to go get the gold card, bro. He damn near just forced us to spend $5 million to become an American citizen and use the gold card or invest our money in. And you might as well get the gold card so you can enter in and out of the country freely. You get what I'm saying? At the same time, you use your money, build inside the country, hire Americans. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the wage is, they not in control of who getting paid what, but hire Americans and you take less of a pay cut. You take less of a cut because of tariffs. Other countries will force you to pay and what we force other countries to pay. Right? But where's the market? We're the market. We the ones buying the shit. China not buying our shit. Mexico's not buying our shit. Canada's not buying our shit like that. We are the buyers. We're the highest consumers in the country, in the world. So why not just live in the country and get a gold card from the biggest consumers in the world and just call it a day, right? It makes sense. I would do that. It's actually the best thing you could do. So I'm be honest, bro. This speech right here, what he just did with the Congress, bro, that just made me like him a lot more. He seems like a very genuine individual. You see how his words are flowing, not stuttering, he knows what he's saying. He's doing his thing, man. I don't see how people can hate him. And every person that I know that is liberal, that be hating on Trump, bro, I asked them why, and then I explained what he's doing good. Bro, they can't even explain why. They literally cannot explain why. They just hate him because he's in power, because they were told to hate him. I understand you hating on the first term, but this term is different, bro. He's coming with way more oomph. He's correcting everything that the past administration did wrong. So Trump come in there, do some tariff shit. Biden didn't take it away. because he knew that was making the money, right? So do as you need. It's your boy Angelo So Savage. Check out this video. Tell me what y'all think about this. Are y'all still anti-Trump or are you anti-American? I don't know, man. Do what you think you need to do. But what you need to do is leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Peace.